Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the 1992 Decepticon Predator Jet. This is Talon. So in this particular video I'm going to show you him in both of his modes. I'm unfortunately not going to be able to show you all of his accessories because his main accessory suffers horrendously from gold plastic syndrome, but I'll show you what it is and indeed what it does. I can also show you and describe how the amazing Mega Visor gimmick works with Stalker. I can demonstrate it with Stalker, but also show you how it works with Skyquake. But for obvious reasons, or if you don't know, for the gold plastic syndrome reasons, I won't actually be doing it with Skyquake. However, let's have a look at him. Now, these figures, to be honest, are brilliant. They are super basic. And yeah, I suppose exactly that. These were released in Europe in 1992 and indeed in Japan as part of the Operation Combination toy line as well. They pretty much were the start of the really wacky colour scheme, obviously before they went into official Generation 2. Now, the alternate mode itself, again, is nice and basic, but it looks really good. It's apparently a McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle fighter jet. Now, the accessories that come with these, they were all the same for all the Predators, and it was these little missiles which you could put on the backs of the wings. There you go. These are pretty much industry standard for all of the Predators. So you can put it on the underside of the wing. And also they had, I'm going to show you now, I think it's on one of the back of the cards. You could fire these via a missile launcher as well. You can see it in the artwork on the card, but these were made out of that notorious gold plastic, which indeed it just literally shattered with the compression and the spring built up on it. We might as well have a look at this while we're here. This is the Hasbro carded version of the figure, and the reason why I'm showing you that is because you can see his name is Talon, and of course it's not all in English, but it is in English, but there's also some European languages on it. I've got an Italian one graded there, I'll show you in a second. This is literally the transformation process, which I'm going to show you. There is the weapon. This, as I say, is made all out of gold plastic. The transformation process is very, very simple. The Mega Visor gimmick is being demonstrated there. I'm going to do these with the actual figures in a second, just to show you that. And there you've got the bio of Talon himself. Now, can you make out on it? No, you can't make out where the accessory was. It's underneath the plastic, I suppose, tray that's holding him in. Right, the gimmick itself is brilliant. It's something that folds out from underneath here, like so, and then this would rest there, and then as you brought Stalker, or indeed Skyquake, over, you would line this up, and then this here would press down, releasing this. Now, I don't know if you can make it out, but there's an image there. Oh, there you go. Can you make out that's Thunderclash? I think you can, actually, because if I put this white here behind of Stalker's jet, yeah, there you go. So you can make out the schematics of Thunderclash. This would be much, much more visible when you viewed it via the spy hole there. So what you would do is you would land these on there, teensy bit of pressure to push that down to clip it into place, and then you would be able to look through there, but for obvious reasons we can't look through that now. But you can see, I suppose, how we had to attach it. It can be, well, for Stalker it's no issue whatsoever, but if you are going to be doing this with Skyquake, and I'm carefully just lifting him off some bubble wrap for now. So this is what's leading us all into these questions about the newer figure. So this is, of course, the original Skyquake. All of this part here is gold plastic, and you would do exactly the same. And you'd do it in robot, to be honest, because that was on the back of him, or indeed in the jet mode. The Mega Visor gimmick worked. Let me just reach around to take this out on both ways. What I mean by both ways is in robot or indeed in the alternate mode. Same for Stalker, because you can pop this on Stalker's shoulder, and or you can even carry it around yourself and then have a look through it. But of course I'm not going to do this. This would then rest and sit in there, and then you would look through the Mega Visor gimmick on the back as well. So that's you can see how the gold is glistening. For those of you who don't know much about gold plastic syndrome, unfortunately for Hasbro, they didn't realize, obviously, at the time when they made plastic with the gold material, it became incredibly brittle. Now, I'm going to briefly show you the transformation process, even though I'm sure you can tell it's very simple. All you've got to do is stretch out the legs. There you go. And then we can fold the nose cone over, fold the feet up, and that is your robot mode. It really is as simple as that. So you can see why a lot of people thought that these were a bit of a step back from some of the more complicated Transformers that we had. But they had other things like light piping gimmicks, which made the eyes and everything light up. They had all these crazy luminescent colours again, which just made the figures pop. They were simple. They went back to the firing, as I say, accessories as well, and the fact that you could obviously use the other members of the Predator team made it brilliant as well. So there was 4 jets in total. There was Snare, there's Falcon, and these are pretty much all 4 of them, to be honest. Again, note the crazy wacky colour scheme right there with them. One other thing to quickly show you is, I mentioned this is a slightly different one. So this is made by Jig, which is an Italian company. We've got Destructor, which was Italian for Decepticon, and they actually called him Bomber. So he was still known as a Predator, but he was known as Bomber. So they changed his name slightly, but everything else on this is exactly the same, apart from, of course, the language is 100% Italian with regards to this. And funnily enough, now with this, later on, you'll see there, Jig was licensed by Hasbro. Apologies for the glare, but the reason why I'm pointing that out, although obviously they're the same company, the first few figures, in fact, I suppose 84 up until this 1992, they all had Takara on the boxes rather than Hasbro. So there you go. That's a little bit of an insight and a bit of a showcase into this rather interesting, yes, incredibly basic, but let's be honest, very intriguing figures that I'm pretty much expecting to see in the future, because of course we've got Skyquake, because we know we can attach needle nose to the newer version. So I'm very much expecting some of these out soon to be able to do the same. Let me know what you think in the comments too, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.